Hello teachers, we are the team number 2. Due to circumstances, we will present our integrated project in this way, hoping it will be to your liking. The team is conformed by ALVAREZ, RUTIAGA, YAZMIN, DURON, NEVAREZ, FATIMA, MATA, CHAVEZ, JACQUELINE, MORENO, RICALDAY, BRENDA, and I, PEREZ, CALZADA, MAYRA. And we are going to expose you a logistic plan for the enterprise Agronegocios del Norte in Durango, Durango. My name is MAYRA PEREZ, and I am going to start with the background. The origins of the Grupo Agro begins in the 50s in the city of Durango, when the Gutierrez family established a business called Comercial Gutierrez, which was dedicated to the sales of fertilizers, pesticides, and oats. Next, 14 years ago, due to increased production and demand, they decided to relocate the company in a large space, implementing other activities, emerging a new company that is called Agronegocios del Norte. Now, it is dedicated to the marketing of grains and seeds, and the star product is the bean. The company already has mission and vision. First, I am going to talk about the mission. That is to provide high-quality seeds with commercial management, the application of the agricultural practices, seeking that operation maximizes development. About the vision, seeks to be recognized for a high standard of quality of its grains and seeds, job security, product safety, and respect for the environment. The search for continuous improvement in processes and clean production. About the organizational chart, the company currently has 63 employees, which are distributed in 6 departments that are production, administration, purchasing, warehouse, human resources, and distribution. As you can see in the organizational chart, we are shown how it's actually in the company with the activities of each department. Gerardo Morales is the product manager and was our internal advisor. Next, I am going to explain you about the headquarters. As you can see in the image, this is the location of the company, which is marked in red. It doesn't have distribution center because everything is done in all facilities. Now, I am going to talk about the objectives of the project. That is a logistic plan for the enterprise Agronegocios del Norte in Durango, Durango. Having as a general objective, implement the ABC method to reduce inputs and merchandise search times in production time.
Hi, my name is Fatima Duron, and I'm going to talk about the provisioning process. The provisioning plan covers the period from the moment that raw materials are bought until the product is stored prior to cleaning for the production process to begin. In here, we have the supply process in an image that shows the diagram of the supply process that the company Agronegocios del Norte has, both in a simplified way and its complete version, which I will explain. The supply process at this company begins when the farmers arrive to the company's facilities to sell their beans, where a sample is taken to carry out their quality analysis to find out if it meets the required standard. If it doesn't comply with them, the product is rejected, but in the event that it does, it's weighted on the scale and then placed in the warehouse where its fumigation process will begin and will remain there until required the beginning of its cleaning process. Then, we have the supplier evaluation. Agronegocios del Norte has the following format, which is done by the company once the provision of the service of product has been completed. As we can see, the format contains the key process indicators that the company takes on account to evaluate at the moment of receiving its suppliers. The first format is for suppliers other than farmers, and some examples of the indicators that they evaluate are the time. It means the punctuality at the time of delivery with a specific required quantity. Another one is the response capacity that they have, which is that the answers given by the provider are according to what is required. Next, we have the format for farmers, and some indicators that they evaluate are the quality of the product and the good condition of the sacks. To carry out the ABC method, 10 material products from the company Agronegocios del Norte were taken in account, such as the paperboard, granulin, raffia, etc., in order to know those with the highest percentage of use, as well as those with the lowest, to later classify them in order of importance. Several aspects were taken in account to do it. For example, the unit price of each, the total number of entries, and the average number of departures over a 3-month period, obtaining from this the value of inventories and the value by use. The following results were obtained showing the corresponding A, B, and C classification. As we can see in the table that we have here, the products were classified in that way.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Mata, and first I'm going to talk about merchandise review plan against documentation. Here, Agronegocios del Norte have a procedure that is done by the person in charge of the company's warehouse. Basically, he just checks that the warehouse exit forms agree with the enter form. This means that the document that appears here is filled and compared with the exit document of the warehouse and verified that what was ordered is the same product to what was delivered. Action plan. To know the percentage of the beans damaged, the company's quality manager takes a sample from each truck and performs as shown in this image. After taking it, she goes through a process of separating and counting out the beans that arrived damaged as shown in these two images in order to convert them into a percentage to finally be compared with this chart. And if the beans come out with a percentage in the category X or 1, it will receive. But if not, if it is a category 2, it will return to the farmer because it doesn't comply with the standards and measures that they need. Inventory evaluation based on KPI, Key Performance Indicator. Agronegocios del Norte uses the evaluation shown and 3 aspects are evaluated. The first one is the inventory rotation, that is just to control the quantity of the product shipped. The second one is the inventory reliability level, that is just to identify the level of precision in the inventory data. And the third one and the last one is the level of fulfillment of deliveries to a client, that just consists in the time and effective deliveries to the customers and also means the customer service. Each one of these aspects has a percentage and a total and is pulled down depending on whether it complies or not. Matrix of internal and external factors of negotiation with suppliers and customers. These matrices have a factor and each factor is weighted according to the importance to finally obtain a result and know how the company is doing. First, the matrix of internal factors. This serves to know the strengths and weaknesses of the company, and in case that the weaknesses are greater than the strengths, as is the case if you can see the total, strategies must be applied to reduce the weaknesses. This means that the company needs to do a really good or excellent strategies in order to counteract the weaknesses. Then, the matrix of external factors. This serves to know the opportunities and threats of the company, and in case that the threats are greater than the opportunity, as it is the case also if you can see the totals, the company must look for more opportunities in order to counteract the threats. This is because the company cannot change the threats because it is an external factor, but can look for more opportunities to be able to have less weight in the threats.
Hello, my name is YAZMIN ALVAREZ, and first, I'm going to talk about the type of transportation used in Agronegocios del Norte, which is the outsourcing. That basically means the hiring of an external transport enterprise that will carry out all of your shipments. The company decided that it was better for them to use this type instead of having their own vehicle fleet, so they could reduce their costs by avoiding the dealing with maintenance, carrier wages, documentation, between others. The enterprise used as outsourcing is the local company Logistic Transportación y Servicios, LTS, that offers a wide variety of transports. Some of these are the Freightliner Colombia that has a performance of 2.6 kilometers per liter, and the Peterbilt 389 with 3.75 kilometers per liter. These are the most common transport used at Agronegocios del Norte. For the monitoring of the vehicles, LTS uses a 24-hour GPS that is called GM Transport for every single trip. That helps the enterprise to have a better control of their transports and also better communication with their carriers in case of something unexpected happened. For the traceability of the goods, Agronegocios and its clients use GS1 Mexico, which is a private organization in charge of issuing barcodes and developing standards for the retail industry. That's why it's very important that every single sack has their own barcode, so they could have a better control of where the merchandise is. In the part of the layout improving for the marketing area, due to the negative aspects in Agronegocios, based on the physical distribution in the production area, are the result of a lack of space of the company. The expansion proposal is not feasible since it's located in a urban area, so they couldn't expand their land because everything that is around the enterprise is already occupied. Also, during the elaboration of the project, a suggestion was made that involved buying or renting a new warehouse for the final product, which could give them more space for the production area so they could improve the layout of production. Unfortunately, the proposal got denied because it will increase a lot of the costs that they already have to deal with. For the reverse logistic, that could be understood as the process of planning, implementing, and efficiently controlling the effective cost flow of raw materials in order to recover value or make its proper disposal, the enterprise already established some activities to reduce the waste of plastic bags and cardboards, which were the things that they used to waste the most. The first one is about recycling these bags by putting them in separate containers with another plastic things that later on they will send them to a company that is dedicated to the recycling of this. And the second one is by reusing the cardboard in other activities at the company, such as using them when they are wrapping the stretching film around the sacks in order to give them more support. As a suggestion of another sustainable option is to sell the granza, which are the bean broken pieces that the company doesn't use anymore, to an enterprise that is dedicated to the production of the bean flour, such as Nico, which is an enterprise that is dedicated to the production and selling of different kinds of flours.
Hi, my name is Brenda Moreno, and I'm going to explain your proposal to the company to improve the warehouse layout in order to take advantage of the available space, facility control of quantities stored, and facility access to the stored product. As you can see, the first warehouse is where the raw material is placed and the finished product. In warehouse number 2, which is called the tannage, the raw grain is collected. At the low level, the chemical needed for bean fumigation are stored, and on the first floor, the administrative offices are located. So the first proposal is to build a door for the entry of failed beans closer to the warehouse number 2 to be taken to the process of benefit without having to remove the whole bags through the discharge door and enter the access. This will be made of flexible plastic to prevent dust from entering. The second one is to place a non-conforming product on separate rack from the finished product, but near to the machinery at the time of disposal, and near to the entrance for being reprocessed. Then, symbology and industrial safety is a pretty important aspect in this kind of industry. Signage can be used as a corrective or preventive measure in the work environment, and once the risk assessment has been carried out, a signaling plan can be drawn up to avoid risk and accidents for the company's workers. This company, it must comply with the norm 026 by the Secretary of Labor and Social Welfare 200, which tell us colors and signs of safety and hygiene and identification of risk from fluids conduct in pipes. Prohibition signs established to denote prohibition of an action likely to cause a risk, and these signs must have a circular geometric shape, a white background, red circular and diagonal bands, and a black symbol as appropriate. In closing, this project was focused on the creation of a logistic plan with the objective of increased production capacity and, of course, reducing cost and time. A merchandise entry and exit program was implemented as well, which reflect the amount of material needed, missing, and what was in stock. The merchandise was coded and strategically arranged in the racks according to the importance of use, which considerably speed up production, giving us as experience important that all companies comply with the certification processes and, of course, standards for their best operation. Those are the recommendations that we suggest the company follow, as the update of the mission and vision that the company already has, they rearrange the distribution of materials and suppliers in the production and administrative area based on the frequency of use and the proximity they have to each one. Separate the products or even build another warehouse because they don't have enough space in the warehouse to receive raw materials and they place it in the finished product warehouse.
They periodically review the inflows and outflows of products from the warehouse and follow strictly the parameters that the company already has to the approval of suppliers in order to offer best quality in the product, and update and maintain your database constantly to improve customer relationships, and constant training for company personnel of any topic. Elaborate payment agreements for suppliers due to the lack of purchase contracts with them. And another option is to open a center of the states of Zacatecas in order to have a midpoint on some of its long routes to avoid unnecessary return costs to Durango in case of any issue, and improve the distribution routes to lower time and cost. These recommendations are made as suggestions that the company can implement if they consider it convenient. That was all for our part. Thank you very much for your attention, and we hope that our presentation has been to your liking.